Testing, testing. Let me know if you can hear me. If you guys can hear me, put a 1 in the chat room. Don't know what happened, but my microphone went off. If you can hear me now, please put the number 1 in the chat room. Let me know that everything's okay before I move on. I don't know why. I don't know why it turned off, but my microphone seems to have reset itself. That's weird. Okay. Well, I see it moving, so just let me know if you can hear me. Okay, you should be able to hear me now. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Who told me that? Laverne Dorsey can't hear you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I I don't know why, but that's okay. I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna roll with it. Thank you so much. Okay, so now I got to do my whole spiel, like I was talking about in the beginning. And yes, so hold on. Let me do real quick. Let me do some housekeeping. No, I'm gonna go back in the order that I was. Okay, let me start over again. Let me start over again. I have a question for you guys before I jump into the Bible reading. I have a question. Normally when I do my live streams and it uploads to YouTube, there's a wait time in the beginning where there's the little stars coming at you and there's some background music. I play this for about 5 minutes because I know, like Miss Robin just said, Katat and Cooking Mama's Homestead. She said, I'm late. I didn't get a notification. Some people don't get a notification or they get a delayed notification. And then there's people who like to listen to my Bible readings, but they're not up at the same time I am. So they watch me on the replay. I have a couple people who that they only watch me on the replay. So what I do is I keep this in mind, right? And I go back into YouTube Studio and I trim off the beginning part, like the first 5 minutes when it's just wait time. I trim it off so that everybody watching on the replay can jump right into the Bible reading. What I discovered yesterday is like how all of this stuff is going over here in the chat room where you guys can see each other and talk and communicate. Well, if you're watching on the replay and I've trimmed off the edges, it says no longer available. YouTube will not feature the live chat over here on the side, so that maybe somebody who's watching it on replay, they want to listen, but they also want to see what's going on here, right? So this is my question for you guys. I want to take a quick poll for especially for the people watching this on the replay. Would you rather me leave these live streams unedited, which means there might be like several minutes of wait time, several minutes of pausing at the start, and then you just have to like scroll ahead to get to the reading part? Or would you prefer the nice and neat little packages of as soon as you click the button play, it's jumping right into the Bible reading and you don't have all that extra stuff? Let me know that either in the live chat or let me know that in the comments section if you are one of those people that watch me on the replay. Because, yeah, I was a little bit disappointed when I found that out yesterday. I was actually looking for something that somebody had been telling me in the live chat. And I went back to watching one of my old live streams. And I'm like, where's the live chat? It's gone. So, yes, if you didn't know, if you are a content creator and you didn't know, if you go back into your videos and you trim off the edges or trim anything out, YouTube will not allow your live chat to be there. They'll take that away. It will say live chat not available. So anyways, that's a little housekeeping. That was the question that I was asking. Option A, leave the video unedited, even though there might be like long wait time in the beginning and sometimes a little extra at the end. Or option B, trim it up, keep doing what you've been doing so that, when people go back on the replay, it jumps right into it. Now, with that being said, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Sunday, March 29th, 2020. The time is now 7:26. Let me look over here at the live stream so I can give acknowledgement to all those people who couldn't hear me the first time. I don't know what's going on, you guys. Sometimes YouTube and OBS is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but that's okay. All right, let me say hello to everybody in the room, and then I'm gonna jump into the into the Bible reading. Okay, the early bird in the room today was Unwin 1985 Pham. If I mispronounce your name, let me know how to say it properly. Yes, I think it says Unwin 1985 Pham. First person in the room gave me a like. Thank you very much. The second person in the room was Life of Key with her famous Good Morning 40 Fam. Good morning. The Wiz said, good morning. Elliott Family TV says, hi, guys. Laverne Dorsey was the first person to say, I can't hear you. She also said, good morning. Can't hear you. That's me right there saying, thanks for letting me know that you can't hear me. Give me a second to fix it. So I fixed it. Then Miss Robin came in, who is Katahdin Cooking Mama's Homestead. She came in and said, good morning. Sorry, I'm late. No notification. She also said, I can hear. There's one, there's another one, there's I hear you. And then only on the Bible readings I get on other streams. All right, so now I'm caught up. I got everybody acknowledged. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. And yeah, either now or later, let me know which one of those options you would prefer for the live stream. Because sometimes people want to come back later or they're not able to join now, but they can watch on the replay. Nice and neat, tidy little packages, which won't have the live stream replay on the chat, or just leave it unedited. And then I'll let you guys, fast forward ahead until I get to the speaking part. All right, now is the time where let's see, now's the time where I do the screen share again. So for those of you who don't know, this is the Bible that I use. I was saying a minute ago that I've got other Bibles here. I got my Classic King James. I got my Quest Study Bible, New International Version. I've got another New International Version. I've got the Santa Biblia, New International Version. I've got another King James Version, and I've got one here that's just the New Testament only. And then I've got my handy dandy Nelson's Compact Bible Dictionary if I need it. But this Bible that I'm using is the New Believer's Bible Compact Version, and it is First Steps for New Christians. So if you don't know anything about Christianity, if you've never read the Bible before, I would suggest this Bible because it is a modern read. It's like straight through, and you won't get caught up on a lot of the these and thous and begetteths and smiteths that you're gonna find in the classic versions. So if you're new to the Bible, this is a good read. That's why I read from this one, because it's a nice straight read through. The link to this particular Bible, if you're interested, is in the description. New Living Translation. That's what it says. The description, the link to this Bible dictionary is also in the description, and this screen share that I'm going to show you in just a second. This is my Woman's Guide to Reading the Bible in a Year. So if you're interested in this, the link to this guide is also in the description. This is a digital download from the Kindle library, but there is a hard copy available as well. And yeah, you don't have to be a woman to be in this live stream. This just happens to be the one that I downloaded, and this is the way that it's set up. We are in week 13. Today's the last day, actually. We are in week 13. See, every week it's got a little theme to it. Beginnings, faithfulness and deceit, news of a new kingdom, I am, holy nation, no other God, prophecy and purity, reasons for rejoicing, ready and waiting, wilderness travails, the way, the truth, and the life, a special treasure. And this week, the theme is choose life. This is how it's set up. Look over here in the little orange, yellow box. Every day of the week, there is 2 to 3 chapters. Yesterday was 3 chapters. Today is 5 chapters, but mostly it's about 2 to 3 chapters a day. It's very, very doable. Little chunks of Bible readings. So we finished up Deuteronomy yesterday. And today we are in the book of Psalms. So we're still in the Old Testament, but we're in the book of Psalms. So normally what this book has been doing is 1 week I'll be in the Old Testament. The next week I'll be in the New Testament. Then following week I'll be in the Old Testament. Then the following week I'll be in the New Testament. This one, it looks like we're going to stay in the Old Testament. So let's do this, shall we? Let's diggity do it. Let's diggity do it. Reading the Bible. We're going to stay true it. Diggity do it. Let me see. Numbers, Deuteronomy. I'm a little bit thrown off because the book afterwards is Joshua, and then I'm used to jumping ahead to the New Testament, so now I actually have to find Psalms. Psalms is like right after Job. Psalms is after Job. Job was a strong man. Job was going through some stuff, but he kept his faith in God. I don't know when we're going to read through the book of Job according to this guide. But anyways, after the book of Job, we got Psalms. We got Psalms. All right. Make sure. I hope I got a good stream today. I really hope there's no buffering, because sometimes they like to tell me I've got buffering, and I don't like it when that happens. Let me make sure I'm plugged in. I'm plugged into the wall. All should be well. All right, here at the beginning of my particular Bible, there's like a little breakdown of what's going on here. And that's the part where I'm going to read. It's like a little prologue. Let me look at the live chat on my phone because sometimes it's like more current than what's going on my screen. Okay. So, to let me know that there's still somebody here, I've been trying to do a little bit of engagement lately because I think some of you guys fall asleep to the smooth sound of my voice as I'm reading. But I want you to be alert. So, put the word Psalms in the chat. Let me know you guys are still here and active. And then while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and read this little prologue part. So, Psalms, it says that the author of Psalms is David, Asaph, Solomon, and others. So we have multiple authors here. The author of the book of Psalms is David, Asaph, Solomon, et al., which means and others. The date that Psalms was written is 1440 to 586 B. Whoa, I didn't know that. That's a long span of time. 1440, that's over 500 years. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 900 years worth of writings. So 1440 up to 586 BC, before Christ. And the genre of this book is poetry. So the genre that I just finished up in Deuteronomy was narrative. The other genre in the New Testament is considered the gospel, and this genre is poetry. Laverne Dorsey says Psalms. Thank you for your participation. If you were a student in my classroom, if I was a teacher, I'd give you the gold star. Gold star sticker. All right, y'all. Let me jump into Psalms. It says here Psalms contains a variety of themes that touch on every area of life. The central theme, however, is the praise and worship of a sovereign and loving God. Besides being a source of comfort and worship, the Psalms are filled with prophecies about Jesus Christ. I don't know why, but I feel like I should grab my Bible dictionary at this moment just because I think I know what the word Psalms means, but I want to make sure. I think it means song, right? Psalms means song, but then it makes me get confused because there is the Song of Solomon in there, the Songs of Solomon. So let me look this up real quick, real quick, and then I'm going to jump in with the reading. If you know what the definition of Psalms is, and you want to put that in the comments before I get there, feel free. Don't wait for me. Don't wait for me. If you know what the word Psalms means, let me know. But I'm still going to look it up in my handy dandy Bible dictionary. I think I know what it means. I think I learned it like long time ago in Sunday school. Here we go. Y'all ready to do some learning? I'm going to learn you. Okay, here it goes right here. It is in my dictionary. All right, y'all. It says here, Psalms means prayers, poems, and hymns that focus on the worshiper's thoughts on God in praise and adoration. The book of Psalms in the Old Testament contains 150 of these psalms. Parts of this book were used as a hymnal in the worship services of ancient Israel. We may think of the Psalms as a description of our human response to God. At times, God is presented in all his majesty and glory. Our response is wonder, awe, and fear. Sing to God, you kingdoms of the earth. This is referring to chapter 68 and 32. But other Psalms portray God as a loving Lord who is involved in our lives. Our response in these cases is to draw close to his comfort and security. I will fear no evil, for you are with me. And that is referring to chapter 23 and 4. It also says here, God is the same Lord in both of these Psalms, but we respond to him in different ways according to the specific needs of our lives. What a marvelous God we worship. The psalmist declares one who is high and lifted up beyond our human experiences, but also one who is close enough to touch and who walks beside us along life's way. Other psalms might be described as outcries against God and the circumstances of life, rather than responses to God because of his glory and his presence in our lives. The psalmist admits he sometimes feels abandoned by God as well as his human friends. And this is something that we will find in Psalms 88. He agonizes over the lies directed against him by his false accusers. Talking about this in Psalms 109. He calls upon God to deliver him from his enemies and to wipe them out with his wraths. Talking about Psalms 59. The writers of these Psalms were realistic about human feelings and the way we sometimes respond to the problems and iniquities of life. I like that. I like that because no matter who you are, if you're trying your best to live a godly life and trying to be a Christian, ain't nobody gonna be perfect. We all fall, we all backslide, we all have our little hangups, and we all have realistic thoughts about the nature of things like this ain't right, this ain't fair, and feelings we might have toward God. That's what this is saying, that sometimes we are drawing close to God and praising him, and other times we're like, why God, why? And all this is laid out in poetry. It's human. It's human. All right, let me finish this up. It says here, but even in those strong psalms of lament, I do know lament means like crying, like oh my gosh, lament. The psalmist is never totally engulfed by a feeling of despair. The fact that he uttered his protest to the Lord is a sign of hope in God and his sense of justice. This has a significant message for all believers. We can bring our feelings to God no matter how negative or complaining they may be, and we can rest assured that he will hear and understand. Thank goodness. Well, thank God. Thank you, God. And we can rest assured that he will hear and understand. The psalmist teaches us that the most profound prayer of all is a cry for help. Help! Help! Lord, you know I need help sometimes. When we find ourselves overwhelmed by the problems of life. All right, final paragraph. The Psalms also have a great deal to say about the person and work of Christ. Psalms 22 contains a remarkable prophecy of the crucifixion of the Savior. Jesus quoted from this psalm as he was dying on the cross, talking about Psalms 22 and 1. Matthew 27 and 46, and Mark 15:34. Other statements about the Messiah were from the Psalms that were fulfilled in the life of Jesus include these predictions. He would be a priest like Melchizedek, talking about Psalms 110 and 4 and Hebrew 5:6. He would pray for his enemies, talking about Psalms 109 and 4 and Luke 23:34. And his throne would be established forever, talking about Psalms 45:6 and Hebrew 1 through 8. Now that we have the preliminaries taken care of, I just really wanted to know, what is Psalms? Like, when you feel like you know something, but you don't really know it, like, oh, I think I know what that means, but not really. Now we know. And when you know better, you do better. Or as they say, and now you know, and knowing is half the battle. Read the Bible. All right, y'all. I looked Psalms up and I like the definition you're reading better. Plus, I get you to read. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I appreciate your support. Without further ado, oh, the coffee been gone. That means I need to read. Ladies and gentlemen, we are reading Psalms 1 through 5, and it starts right now. Psalms 1. Oh, the joys of those who do not follow the advice of the wicked, or stand around with sinners, or join in with mockers. I kind of have a habit of that. Like, I try my best not to gossip, but sometimes it's kind of funny. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, the joys of those who do not follow the advice of the wicked, or stand around with sinners, or join in with mockers. But they delight in the law of the Lord, meditating on it day and night. They are like trees planted along the riverbank, bearing fruit each season, Their leaves never wither, and they prosper in all they do. That's how I want to be. That's how I want to be. But not the wicked. They are like worthless chaff, scattered by the wind. They will be condemned at the time of judgment. Sinners will have no place among the godly. For the Lord watches over the path of the godly, but the path of the wicked leads to destruction. I'm trying my best to hold back all my commentary, but I gotta let it out. If you agree or disagree with anything I say, always, always, always feel free to let me know in the comments or the live chat. This is my understanding of what I just read, and this might ruffle some people's feathers. It says here in the Bible, it says, let's see, sinners will have no place among the godly. The first thing I was thinking about is heaven. I've heard from many, many people, whether a good person has died or a bad person has died, oh, well, they're in heaven now. And I'm like, how is the good people and the bad people going to be together? And it says right here, sinners will have no place among the godly. I might be stretching that, but that's the first thing that came to my mind is like, there's a separation. You did good. You lived a holy, righteous life. Here you go. This is your place. You are a sinner. There's not going to be any mingling of the sinners and the godly. Again, always, always, always feel free to chime in, give me your own interpretation, your own understanding, your own opinion of that. Let me move on to Psalms 2. Psalms 2 says, why are the nations so angry? Why do they waste their time with futile plans? The kings of the earth prepare for battle. The rulers plot together against the Lord and against his anointed one. Let us break their chains, they cry, and free ourselves from slavery to God. But the one who rules in heaven laughs. The Lord scoffs at them. Then in anger he rebukes them, terrifying them with his fierce fury. For the Lord declares, I have placed my chosen king on the throne in Jerusalem, on my holy mountain. The king proclaims the Lord's decree. The Lord said to me, you are my son. Today I have become your father. Only ask, and I will give you the nations as your inheritance, the whole earth as your possession. You will break them with an iron rod and smash them like clay pots. Now then, you kings, act wisely. Be warned, you rulers of the earth. Serve the Lord with reverent fear and rejoice with trembling. Submit to God's royal Son, or he will become angry and you will be destroyed in the midst of all your activities, for his anger flares up in an instant. But what joy for all who take refuge in him. My little commentary for this part is rulers of the earth. Are they talking about like the actual leaders, like presidents and prime ministers and kings and queens and people who are actually ruling different countries? That's the first thing I'm thinking of. Because that's what it's in verse 10 of Psalms 2. It says, now then, you kings, the word is talking to kings or the rulers, act wisely. Be warned, you rulers of the earth. If you agree with that, if you disagree with that, let me know in the chat or in the comment section or what your understanding of that is. Always, always, always feel free to correct me, give me your own opinion and insight. But I like that part. Be warned, you rulers of the earth. Serve the Lord with reverent fear and rejoice with trembling. Submit to God's royal Son, or he will become angry, and you will be destroyed in the midst of all your activities. For his anger flares up in an instant, but what joy for all who take refuge in him. That's why we're supposed to pray for our leaders, right? Even when we don't like them, even if you didn't vote for them. Like, we're supposed to pray for them so that they do the right things. Moving on to Psalms 3. A psalm of David regarding the time David fled from his son Absalom. Okay? Oh Lord, I have so many enemies. So many are against me. So many are saying God will never rescue him. But you, O Lord, are a shield around me. You are my glory, the one who holds my head high. I cried out to the Lord, and he answered me from his holy mountain. I lay down and slept, yet I woke up in safety. Amen to that. Woo! For the Lord was watching over me. I am not afraid of 10,000 enemies who surround me on every side. Arise, O Lord, rescue me, my God. Slap all my enemies in the face. Shatter the teeth of the wicked. Victory comes from you, O Lord. May you bless your people. I might have to highlight this one for later. I don't think I've read this one. I don't think I've heard this one before, but I like that. Ooh, I'm definitely gonna have to highlight that. Have you ever felt like that? Like, man, everybody's against me. I'm not gonna be afraid. I'm asleep. I'm not gonna sleep with one eye open. I'm gonna sleep with both eyes closed. Cause God got me. God got me. That's what David said. David didn't say that, but David said in verse 5, I lay down and slept, yet I woke up in safety. For the Lord was watching over me. I am not afraid of 10,000 enemies who surround me on every side. Arise, O Lord, rescue me, my God. Slap all my enemies in the face, shatter the teeth of the wicked. Victory comes from you, O Lord. May you bless your people. Best believe, y'all, that's gonna be one of my memory verses. We used to have to do that in school. Okay, let me go on to Psalms 4. Psalms 4. Psalms 4. This one says this is for the choir director, because some of these are songs, some of these are hymns. For the choir director, a psalm of David to be accompanied by a stringed instrument. Well, I got to do this a cappella, y'all. Psalms 4 says, Answer me when I call to you, O God, who declares me innocent, free from my troubles. Have mercy on me and hear my prayer. How long will you people ruin my reputation? How long will you make groundless accusations? How long will you continue your lies? You can be sure of this. The Lord set apart the godly for himself. The Lord will answer when I call to him. Don't sin by letting anger control you. Ooh, ooh. Don't sin by letting anger control you. Think about it overnight and remain in silence. Offer sacrifices in the right spirit and trust the Lord. Many people say, Who will show us better times? Let your face smile on us, Lord. You have given me greater joy than those who have abundant harvests of grain and new wine. In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, will keep me safe. Hey! So for everybody getting all up in their feelings, for everybody who getting up in their feelings and they want to react to their feelings, it says here in Psalms 4, it says here in Psalms 4, 4 and 4, don't sin by letting anger control you. Think about it overnight and remain silent. I think silence really is golden because sometimes when you give yourself a moment to just woosah, that moment could have went one way or another. You could have reacted or you could just hold back. And that's what the Bible is saying here. Don't sin by letting anger control you. Think about it overnight, remain silent, offer sacrifices in the right spirit, trust the Lord. Many people say, Who will show us better times? Let your face smile on us, Lord. You have given me greater joy than those who have abundant harvests of grain and new wine. In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, will keep me safe. Sometimes I have trouble sleeping. I have racing thoughts. I have worries. I have things that have gone on throughout the day that is like kind of bothering me. So I need to keep this in mind. In peace. In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, will keep me safe. Amen to that, right? All right, this is the final chapter, you guys. This is Psalms 5. And this also says that it's for the choir director, which means it's probably one of those hymns. This one says this is a psalm for David, a psalm of David, to be accompanied by flute. I used to play the flute. Okay. Psalms 5, verse 1. O Lord, hear me as I pray. Pay attention to my groaning. I groan a lot. I have a teenager at home. I groan a lot. O Lord, hear me as I pray. Pay attention to my groaning. Listen to my cry for help, my King and my God, for I pray to no one but you. Listen to my voice in the morning, Lord. Each morning I bring my request to you, and I wait expectantly. O God, you take no pleasure in wickedness. You cannot tolerate the sins of the wicked. Therefore, the proud may not stand in your presence, for you hate all who do evil. You will destroy those who tell lies. The Lord detests murderers and deceivers. Because of your unfailing love, I can enter your house. I will worship at your temple with deepest awe. Lead me in the right path, O Lord, or my enemies will conquer me. Make your way plain for me to follow. My enemies cannot speak a truthful word. Their deepest desire is to destroy others. Y'all know some people like that? I know some people like that. They're just miserable people. They want everybody to be miserable. Their talk is foul, like the stench from an open grave. Their tongues are filled with flattery. Flattery. O God, declare them guilty. Let them be caught in their own traps. Ooh, man. I need to read this when I'm on my way to work. Like, seriously. I think a lot of people might have some issues at work, right? And it's just like, this is the verse for you. Oh, my goodness. O God, declare them with guilty. Let them be caught in their own traps. Drive them away because of their many sins, for they have rebelled against you. But let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them sing joyful praises forever. Spread your protection over them, that all who love your name may be filled with joy. For you bless the godly, O Lord. You surround them with your shield of love. Woo! I should have been read Psalms. Do you know how much depression and anxiety I've gone through in my 40 plus years of living because of folks, different folks, just ooh, ooh. If I could go back in time, I would give my younger self the book of Psalms. I think there's a book of Psalms, isn't there? Like there's the book of Proverbs. There's just like a New Testament Proverbs version. There should be like one for Psalms too. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. If y'all still with me, say ooh wee. That was ooh wee. So I really am. I'm going to go back when I'm done with the live stream. Let's see, what was that? Psalms 3? I think Psalms 3 that I was really digging. Psalms 3 and Psalms 5. I'm going to go back and I'm going to kind of use those as memory verses just to kind of like see how much I can read and remember on my own, and keep that. Keep that with me. Keep that in my artillery. Keep that in my utility belt so I can be like Batman when all the bad people come out, whip them out. Psalms 5, Psalms 4 and 4. Psalms 4 and 4 says, don't sin by letting anger control you. Think about it overnight and remain silent. Psalms 5 says, what did I dislike about that part? Psalms 5 says, O God, declare them guilty. Let them be caught in their own traps. Drive them away because of their many sins. That's it, you guys. That's it, you guys. Laverne Dorsey says, yes, yes, and yes, think before you react. That's it. That has been Psalms, the book of Psalms, chapters 1, chapters 2, chapters 3, chapters 4, and chapters 5. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. I'm going to write that myself. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Woo. Woo. Ooh wee. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with me as I read my Bible and gave many commentary. Sometimes I give a little bit of commentary. Sometimes I give none. Sometimes I give a lot. Like today, this stuff was speaking to me, so I had to speak up. It was speaking to me, so I had to speak back. Hopefully that doesn't throw too many people off or distract them from actually hearing what is being said. I don't know what wise quote this is from, but it says somewhere, maybe not in the Bible, but there's a wise quote that says, "Don't pay attention to the messenger, listen to the message." So I hope that even though I have a lot of extra, I'm a little extra sometimes, even though sometimes there's a little bit extra commentary from me. I hope you're not distracted from listening to the word. Those are my real reactions. There's a lot of reaction videos on YouTube. If y'all want to know some real reactions, watch me read the Bible. That's all I can. That's all I can say. Catan Cooking Mama's Homestead says, "Have a blessed day. I'm doing a Bible study around 10:30, so that's 10:30 your time, right? Which means if it's about to be 8 for me, it's about to be 9 for you. All right, Sister Robin. I'm gonna keep my laptop open. I got a little bit of housework to do, so I'm gonna be listening to you as you get ready to read the Bible. Everybody, check out Katahdin Cooking Mama's Homestead. If you actually click, or depending on if your mobile device or laptop, if you click on her link, it will lead you to her page. You can go over there and then you can bookmark it or subscribe, put the notification in. That way you can listen to her as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, Miss Robin. And to everybody else, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. This was awesome. I like the book of Psalms. I'm gonna have fun this week. Well, it's the end of the week, but anyways. Again, quick shout out to the people in the live stream, to acknowledge you and to thank you for being here with me. Unwen 1985 fam, Life of Key, Elliott family, Laverne Dorsey, Katahdin Cooking Mama's Homestead, The Wiz. And yeah, that's who I see. If you're listening to this on the replay, I appreciate you for listening, for watching all the way through, for giving the thumbs up, and for giving me comments. That really does help out the channel. It lets YouTube know what a fine job I'm doing. It keeps the channel active by letting YouTube know people are interacting, people are interested, people are so engaged that they are, leaving comments. So that is always important. I appreciate you. At this point, I will put my hands together and do a quick prayer for those listening in the live chat and also on the replay. Lord, 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 you put a smile on my face today, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for giving me the book of Psalms. I did not know there was so much good stuff in there. Oh, Lord, I thank you for bringing me the book of Psalms. I thank you for the people who were in the chat today listening to me read Psalms. I thank you for the people listening on the replay for Psalms, and I thank you for the wisdom that was in there. Oh, Lord, I'm going to be using some of those words and some of that wisdom from Psalms because I got a place to use it. I got a place to use it. It's the place which will remain unnamed. But Lord, you already know. You already know. Thank you, Lord, for today. This is the day you have made. I will rejoice, and be glad in it. Lord, keep everybody listening in the chat and on the replay. Keep everybody safe, everybody healthy. I pray like the strongest of immunity, health, and good health for everybody listening, and that everybody stays safe. I pray that everybody listening to the readings is encouraged and motivated and inspired to read the Bible on their own so that they can come to their own understanding and they can build their own relationship with you and be blessed by the words in the Bible. That is what I pray today. Amen. Amen. Happy Sunday. It is now 8 o'clock, and at this point, I gotta go. Entrepreneur Drive 40, Entrepreneur Drive. Entrepreneur Drive 40, Entrepreneur Drive. Entrepreneur Drive 40, Entrepreneur Drive. Thanks for watching, share, like, and subscribe.